Still showing up, coming here, so it shouldn't take a bit another second or two here. All right, we're up and rolling.
Okay, good deal. All right, let me get this off my screen where I can see what's going on. All right, looking good. Okay, all right, let's get the intro and we'll get rolling with it.
All right.
Let me get a little lighter in here.
Hey, everybody. This is 80s music video and fashion model Lori Tucker, and you are listening to the D&D Dynamite 80s with your awesome hosts, DC and DH.
Live from Nashville, Tennessee, you are listening to the D&D Dynamite 80s podcast with your hosts, DC and DH. So, guys, take it away. Hey, why don't you take it away, man?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. I'm DH.
Hey, I am DC.
And we're here to take another fantastic look back at all things 80s, folks. Back on our regular Wednesday night after finally got a week off last week. It was not a scheduled week off, but no. Things happen and,
so
things go on. Yeah. So everything worked out. DC, how's your week been, brother?
Hey, not bad, man. Not bad at all. So.
First week back from spring break, we rolling now.
Yeah.
So everything's
kids are anxious to get back out, and so am I.
Yes.
So. Man,
I tell you
weeks,
what,
brother.
I am so excited because I had a chance to talk to our guest on a previous show, and I actually think that was the night I think you weren't available.
Right.
So you'll actually.
I've been looking forward to this one for sure.
Yes, and just an amazing individual we're going to be visiting with tonight, and I'm going to throw it over to you and let you do the introduction.
Absolutely. We are honored to have Ricky Byrd with us, Hall of Famer. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, singer, songwriter, guitarist, does it all, man. And we're just honored to have you.
Yes, you forgot outstanding human being as well.
That's
DC.
true too.
I'm telling
absolutely.
You.
Now you're pushing it, man.
You doing all right?
Yeah. It was rather cold for April today.
Okay.
In New York, but it's going. I don't know what it's like in Nashville, but it's kind of going. It's that weird period where it's like 68 degrees, and then it's like 28.
That's right. That's right. We've had a few stretch of days like that too.
Yeah. So today was kind of nippy out here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's start with this. Talk to us about because I follow you on Instagram and stuff, and talk about some of the new projects that you're working.
Well, when is this airing? Is this live?
We're live. You're live tonight.
Well, right now what I'm doing, after I finish with you guys, I'm going back in the den, because I have this big charity benefit I'm doing, I'm part of on Saturday in Maryland. It's called Rock and Roll for Children, and it's a kids' cancer benefit. They raise money for the Children's Inn so parents can stay with their kids when they're going through treatment. And I pretty much do it every year for years. And I have like 28 songs I gotta learn.
Wow.
and me being me, I left it for the last minute, of course. I mean, it's all songs I played or at some point, and it's songs everybody knows. It's just knowing them in your brain and actually knowing the chords is two different things. But Derek St. Holmes from Nugent is going to be there, and the Asbury Juke Horns and Christine Ullman, the Beehive Queen, who I play with a lot.
Yeah.
Who else is on there? John Conte's bass player, and Jeff Kazee. He's the musical director this year, thank God. I'm usually musical director. It's so much work, but it's fun. So that's what I'm doing. I got tonight and to rehearse, and tomorrow, and then Friday I'm going to drive to Maryland, and I love driving. I don't fly when I'm doing a gig like this. I don't fly because of my guitar, right?
Yeah.
I'm bringing a newly acquired 1970 black ES335, and I am not going to hand it off to somebody at the airport.
I do not blame you one bit for that.
No, I don't know if you've seen the video recently where a guy was just chunking instruments out of the.
Oh, I
airplane.
did see that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't blame I've had one guitar come back with a broken neck.
Oh wow!
Long time ago when I did some gigs with John Waite. I think we were in Vegas or something, but and I could take the train, but that's like a whole production. I got to get into the city. I got to go to Penn Station, and too many people. Like,
Yeah.
too many people.
Sure.
And take the train, and I get to DC, and I got to take a cab for an hour to wherever the hell long it takes. So driving is good for me. I turn on a little
Yeah.
Stevens Underground Garage, see, and I don't have to talk to anybody.
Yep. Just have
There
some
you go.
quiet time.
4 hours.
Well, that's a nice break.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I'm in the studio. I'm working on the follow-up to my
Yes.
last release that
Yes.
came out actually a year ago,
Yes.
Yeah.
called NYC Made. And that's I'm on Wicked Cool Records, which is Little Steven's label, which I'm very proud to be on. The man who saved rock and roll with his radio station. And I'm working on new tunes, and man, they are killing. Oh my God. And I keep sending them to Steven, and he keeps going, another hit, another hit. You know.
Well, I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's
come
pretty
out.
cool stuff. And I figured out what my job is here at this point in the music business.
Yeah. Yeah.
I represent a kind of music that I grew up on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not trying to recreate the wheel. I play rock and roll. It's all original songs, of course, but I write in the style that I grew up listening to when I was 14. So, The Who, the Stones, Mott the Hoople, Slade, I represent that era, the 70s. And that's what my music sounds like. And if you listen to my records, I think you'd agree.
And that's one of the
absolutely.
things I was going to say, Ricky, is it, and I think that's kind of why a lot of folks are drawn to your music, because it's more of the authentic, the artist actually making the music, playing the instruments, producing, and not a lot of this side tracks and soundtracks that folks are using in today's
Computerized
music.
stuff. Yeah.
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 Well, and there's a lot of ear candy on my records, and that's because when I was a kid, I loved. So I'm 14, right? And I moved from the Bronx. My parents moved from the Bronx to Queens, New York. And I had the basic stereo system set up, right? With the giant headphones. And
Right.
Once AM radio was a thing of the past, really, which is what I grew up on, AM radio. And there's a song on the new record called Transistor Radio Childhood that's all about that.
Yeah.
Which I name check, Otis Redding and Tommy James and a bunch of people. There was FM radio, right? So they played album sides. I don't know where you guys grew up, but there was DJs here in New York like Scott Muni, these famous DJs that were classic, and they played album sides. So okay, we're gonna play the new Humble Pie record, or we're gonna play the new Rod Stewart and the Faces record. And there was always all this cool ear candy, like little things that went on in the background when you put your headphones on.
Yeah.
So I'm always throwing stuff like that in my songs, just to please me.
Yeah. Well, it works. I mean, I love it. And
absolutely.
you speaking of that, I can remember growing up trying to get Wolfman Jack's show on the little AM radio, and all the white noise and everything that was in there. But it was so cool because at night, I guess the airways were a little more clear, so you could really pick it up around 11 or 12 o'clock. So you'd be, hiding, trying to listen to it at night.
Well, it's interesting because when I wrote Transistor Radio Childhood, I knew that people of my demographic would say, "Oh, dude, I did the same thing." Like the first couple of lines of the song is sitting on the stoop hours at a time. I got the ball game on. It's Yankees 6-5. When the last pitch is thrown, I quickly turn the dial because anything Cousin Brucey plays is sure to bring a smile, right? And that was the truth, right? Because in the Bronx, where I grew up, you'd be sitting on the stoop, right, with the steps going into the building, or you'd be sitting on the roof, which I mentioned later in the song. Sitting on the roof when I should have been studying for school and all that. And so many people said to me, "Man, when my parents made me go to bed, I had that little radio under the covers."
Yep.
And I was listening to Cousin Brucey or any of the AM radio stations back in the day. And the other thing about that is, which doesn't really exist now, XM radio is fabulous, but all the stations are separate, right? You got your blues, you got your country station, you got your jazz, you got this. So when I was a teenager, or you'd be a pre-teenager, listening to AM radio, the top 40 was they'd play Satisfaction, then they'd play Trini Lopez, then they play That's Amore by Dean Martin.
Yes.
Then they would go into the Monkees.
Yeah.
Then they'd play Sinatra, then they'd play the Supremes, and then Wilson Pitt. So that's why I love all different kinds of music. Because I heard all different kinds of music,
Right.
and now everything is so this station, that station, that station. I guess like kids like my daughter who's 20, who's going to be 25 this summer. She listens to what she listens to, so it's one station that plays one kind of music.
Yeah.
And I think that's where kids miss out a lot on. You're right.
Me too.
Yeah.
And maybe down south, you read about Elvis and stuff like that. They were listening to, they would always talk about they could get a station that had 25,000 watts or whatever it is, in the next town, and they heard like Little Walter playing harp or something, like Elvis heard Muddy Waters or something like that. And that's how, they got to love that kind of music, or heard Chuck Berry. Now, Chuck Berry had hits on Top 40, of course, but a lot of the deeper stuff. Now, I didn't learn the deeper stuff until I started listening to the Stones and the Faces, especially the Stones. And they would play I Just Want to Make Love to You. What is that? It's a Muddy Waters song, right? Willie Dixon, right? Like reading magazines, which I still have all my magazines from when I was a kid. That would send me to go listen to those people.
Yeah, it was. And it's amazing that you bring that up, because I remember that so vividly growing up right here around Nashville. It would be nothing to have like Conway Twitty followed by, Lionel Richie followed by Van Halen or something like that. So I really think for us growing up in that time frame, I think that was something that we will treasure that a lot of generations are missing out on.
Yeah, because we had that. We were exposed to those genres of music.
Yep.
That kids today are like, they just kind of focus in on that certain thing.
Well, that's the way radio turned out, right?
Yes.
Now back to my pal, little Steven Van Zandt. The Underground Garage is like completely like AM radio when I was a kid. He will play the Buzzcocks, and then he'll play Sinatra, and then he'll play me, and then he'll play, this one and that one, the Cocktail Slippers or something. And then he has that because he's from them too, right?
Yeah.
So he knows, what belongs in that great, it's a teaching moment is what it is.
That's right.
That's what it was for me as a little kid. And that's why I know, it's interesting. I'm on a couple of Bronx. Well, I'm on this one Bronx Facebook page, right? And somebody said, so they were talking about schools, public schools, and so I wrote, I'm PS 73 on Anderson Avenue. So that's the school I went to, public school. And this woman comes on and says, man, I remember you from when we were in like first grade together. I'm like, what?
Wow.
How do you, and then she mentioned my mom's maiden name. I'm like, how do you remember that? And I said, do you remember when, because the first time I played in front of anybody, I played Happy Together by the Turtles. I got my first guitar, my acoustic guitar, which is in the Rock Hall now, my first acoustic guitar. Let's see. So I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan and the Stones, 65, somewhere around there. I was 9 years old when I got my first acoustic guitar. And whenever Happy Together came out by the Turtles, I was quick to pick up on the riff. Down, 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 down. So I played it at show and tell. I mean, I didn't play it well, because I could only play the riff. But I played it in front of the class, and I said, "Did you remember when I played it?" She said, "No, I don't remember that, but I remember a couple of things from that. I remember that the girls were all smiling, and I got applause."
Win-win.
And I was sold, man.
Right.
I said, this is what I'm going to be.
Yeah.
This is where I'm going, baby.
Yeah, that's a win-win.
That's the route I want to go. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
It just amazes me at when we look at the accomplishments of your career,
Mm.
Mhm.
do you ever just look back and just look in awe of what you've done so far?
Yes. I mean, I don't consciously do it, but I can tell by the reaction of people on social media. See, because me, I'm a kid from the Bronx, right? I'm just this street guy, rock and roll guy. My beginnings in New York rock and roll was 15, 16 years old, hanging out at famous rock clubs called like Max's Kansas City. Aerosmith played there at the beginning. The New York Dolls played there. Springsteen played there. It was a famous club on 17th and Park Avenue, 17th Street and
Mhm.
Park Avenue. So there was a bar downstairs, and you could stand at the bar, and David Bowie would walk in. Like the deal was, so I'm talking about the
Wow.
early 70s, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Until maybe 78 or something like that, somewhere in there. Um, Anybody that played in New York, right? Like at the Garden, Madison Square Garden. So let's say
Mhm.
Zeppelin played there, or Alice Cooper played there, or Mata Hoople. That's my story. Mata Hoople played at the Uris Theater. I think it was 3 nights. I was there for two. Queen opened. It was their first gigs in the city. And then, so my point is, everybody wound up at Max's Kansas City. It was a subculture. It
Mm.
wasn't punk, although there were a lot of leather jackets, motorcycle jackets, but it was glam. They had a
Right.
great jukebox. They played like Argent, like Hold Your Head Up, and they played like, Slade, and they played T Rex, and that was the jukebox, right? So there was this bar, and in the back there was this round table that was for the VIPs. See, and me and my friends would come in from Queens, and we were all dressed in like velvet suit, pretty much how I dress still, velvet suits, scarves, platform. Well, I don't wear platform boots anymore. Spiky hair, which I still have, although it's white. And we so the Mata Hoople was sitting around this table, see, and me and my friends were kind of standing around the table like goofy fans. And all 25 years later, I'm Ian Hunter's guitar player. How's
Oh,
that?
wow.
How's that for a
That's
story?
awesome.
That
That is
is
so
a story.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
touring with Ian Hunter, and I told him that
That's awesome.
story. And it's like, I've had a lot of moments like that. Look, I did a record with Roger Daltrey.
Oh,
I
gee.
did a whole like radio tour with him and played Carnegie Hall with him, and
Wow.
we recorded at Abbey Road, if you look at if people go to rickybyrd.com, there's all these cool pictures. I love putting up pictures and stuff.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, there's a lot of stuff up there, and you could see a lot of people that I've played with. I mean, everybody from Bruce, event stuff. I mean, I've been
Sure.
in a few bands, but because I get asked to do events, I'm always in this all-star band, and I get to play with Mavis Staples, Brian Wilson, this
Yeah.
one and that one. Like it just goes on and on and on. I mean, I can't even remember, but it's all that stuff's in my bio. So yeah, when I look back at stuff like that, I go, "You did okay, man.
Well,
You did
No
okay."
doubt
yeah.
about it.
And one of the cool things, Ricky, you mentioned is all the pictures you post.
Hmm.
And for a lot of folks, being able to see those pictures, I mean, you provide
Yeah.
such a gift in that because that
Well, that's
provides
good to hear.
memories. When we go back and we look at
Oh,
pictures of some of these
absolutely.
artists, that's memories for
What a
us,
gift,
of
man.
times past. So,
Yeah.
that's a tremendous gift as well as your music that you
Sure.
continue to put out.
To put
So
out.
And
thank
and
you for
and the
that.
and the
Yeah.
backstory is you look at those pictures, see, but I'm a fan too. Now,
Sure. Sure.
when I got to play with McCartney and Ringo at the Rock Hall in the
Oh,
finale,
gee.
people say, "Dude, you must have been really nervous." And I said, "Like, dude, I was not. I was so in the moment." He
Yeah.
was the bass player. That's how
Yeah.
I mean, he was the bass player in the band,
Sure. Sure. Sure.
Wow.
and when I look back and I see it, the YouTube thing or something, I go, "Wow, that's bizarre." And you see Ringo playing behind me, and Joe Walsh is over here, and Stevie Wonder's over there, and this one's over,
Wow.
That's
Patti
amazing.
Smith. But
Yeah.
so for you guys looking at the pictures, it means one thing. But for me, I see pictures with me and Ian Hunter, and I remember playing with him in England. Mick Ronson had just passed, which is how I wound up getting called. And Ian says, I every year I do this tour in Scandinavia and in England. Do you want to be my guitar player? And we have a pickup band there. These great guys. Yeah. No, I don't. I'm busy. Sorry. But the first time, so when we did the tour, amazing. Played all the songs I grew up listening to, right? And we're in England, and all these people were going, "We miss you, Mick," for Mick Ronson. They had signs, and they were wearing like glam top hats and stuff. And I go, and Ian looks at me, and I go, and dude, I had to turn around because I started like crying.
Wow.
Like it was so like what?
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
you guys are
Yeah.
looking at it one thing, but how about like
Right.
an event I did, and I'm sitting behind Brian Wilson, and I'm playing God Only Knows. You know, it's ridiculous. So I'm
Jeez.
playing with
Wow.
Sam Moore and doing Hold On, I'm Coming, and
Mm.
I'm the guy.
Wow.
I'm playing all the Steve Cropper parts. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's
Wow.
been pretty cool. And you know what's great is like I'm still putting out rock and roll records. This is McDougal Street. See, I called it NYC Made. See, that's the back cover there, and there's a really cool picture inside where I look like I'm in The Sopranos. And the reason I did that picture is we were taking a break. So we were right by the Cafe Wa on McDougal Street, which is where Hendrix played. And great photographer, Christine Aragoni, who is Willie Niles' wife, and she's amazing. I love these pictures. Van Zandt just gave me one. He said, when I was going to take the picture, he said, "Don't smile." He said to me. And I was going to use, my first instinct was to use the guitar on the first, sit with the guitar, right? He says,
Right.
"Don't put the guitar there because you're an artist as well." I'm like, okay. But we're on a break. My daughter was with us, and I'm standing between the Cafe War and this other thing. And, I said, you know what? Let me do a Silvio Dante picture. And I kind of, did the Silvio kind of thing. And I said, dude, I got to use this picture. So it's on the inside of the album cover. But my point is like, I still get to put out these cool rock and roll records. People love them. I mean, I wish the music business wasn't in tatters like it is. I mean, it's incredibly hard to sell records, and it's hard to get people to go on my website and buy hard copies because that's the only way artists like myself, independent artists. I mean, I'm on Wicked Cool, but we're basically independent artists. We're all hustling, to try to sell our stuff.
Sure.
That's how we make money. Is when you people out there, if you want to support the arts, because there's going to come a time where there will be no more new music.
Wow. Yeah.
It'll all be AI, and
Yes.
and artists won't be able to afford to make music. Like streaming is, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, we don't make any money from that, really. It's the way the thing is. Do I want to use the word rigged? the percentage for artists is so small that you have to have people stream, and download and stuff like millions to make a little bit of money.
Sure.
Wow.
So I always tell, I mean, I explain, I said, I get it. I know you pay $19.99 a month or whatever it is for Spotify and Apple Music, and you got every song ever recorded. Yay. But if you want rock and roll to continue, you gotta, and if you have artists that you love, like if people love my music and you hear it on Underground Garage, then, go on my website and purchase a CD or vinyl and I'll sign it for you. Because that's the only way we can continue the ball rolling.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
And speaking of AI, I have a song on the new record. It's called The Great Brain Robbery. So it had a bunch of different names. First, so there's a piece in it that goes AI no, like a big chant, because the first couple of lines are, "This is my voice. These are my words. This is my voice. AI no." It's like Slade, right? Like AI is great for medical stuff and space exploration and I guess the stock market and stuff like that. But dude, when you start writing songs through AI, or if you can't sit down with a blank piece of paper and write a full lyric, and you got to have AI help you write the lyric, then you're not a songwriter.
No.
Yeah.
Period.
No.
I
That's
mean,
right.
it's lazy. I literally, and there's a line in there, I bleed over every line, and they all come from my heart, right? Like I rewrite and rewrite and rewrite, and if I can't think of a rhyme, I rewrite. Sometimes you go to Google if you want to, like, what rhymes with so and so,
Right.
but that's just the version. That's just the online version of the book.
Right.
When you had the thesaurus,
Right.
or a dictionary, which all songwriters have. So I'm totally against AI in music. Period.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My thing, and Ricky, I agree with you 100%. There is nothing like going to see an artist live and seeing them perform songs that they've written themselves, and you feel that heart and you feel that soul that they put into that song. You can't get that from AI.
No, you can't.
Well, you might be able to get it. Like, they may be able to recreate feelings, but it's not real people.
Right.
See?
Yeah.
So maybe that doesn't matter to some people when they listen to it. Maybe they get the same effect. But for us writers and production people, because I'm a producer, no, I have to sit and I have to, move knobs around, and I got to go, no, try this. No, try that, So I don't know, man. But I also, in the song, I say, I ain't got nothing against progress, It's just, the point being is, like, I don't think it belongs in music.
Gotcha.
And it's going to be because, you've taken as much money from this thing of songwriters as you possibly can. Here's another way to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be able to afford to keep making music. And then, great, listen to classic rock for the rest of your life. And, fabulous.
Yeah, it's I agree. And I'm like you, I'm not against progress at all, but to me, seeing that artist and feeling, their work that they put into that song, you just can't compare.
Yeah. Right. Could you imagine John Prine, and like John Prine, the way he writes a song, and like an AI thing trying to do a John Prine's? Could it get close? I don't know. Maybe, man. Like the people they're selling tons. They stream those songs, and people, because I guess maybe everything's been so blurred at this point that some people can't tell the difference. But I know the difference. And as a songwriter, no, I'm sorry. Why did I call it the Great Brain Robbery? Obviously, the first movie was called The Great Train Robbery.
Right.
But the song was called AI No. And then it was called The Grand Illusion, because there's a line in there about this grand illusion where nothing's built to last.
Yes.
And then I was sitting there, and why did it stop?
DC, did something happen on your end? Are you still there? You
I'm
still
good.
got it? We're still on YouTube. Yeah, we're still up here.
Yeah, we're good.
Maybe AI didn't like my answer.
It's trying to stop us.
Yeah, it's trying to stop us.
Oh,
yeah, you come here, AI.
Right.
Face to face.
That's right.
So I don't know. I don't know why. It's just, that's songwriting. I was sitting there in my car, and I was thinking of The Great Train Robbery, and I went, The Great Brain Robbery. Yes, that's awesome. What it's about. Because it's taking the brains away from people.
Yes, 100%. I love it.
No question about that. No question.
So you can look forward to that being on my next record. I know that's going to be on there.
Yeah, I can't wait on that one.
Right.
There are some, like, when you write, like I record like 15 songs, then you narrow it down to 10 or 12. Some of them you go, yeah, that's on it.
That one's on there.
And some of them, like some of the songs you write, you go, all right, let's put a little more magic on it and see if it cuts the mustard, right? But some of them you just write. And I have a Christmas song that I wrote with Willie Nile, an instrumental called Bleecker Street Serenade. And the story behind that quickly is, it was for the last record, and there were lyrics that I wrote with Willie Nile, who I love. He's a great friend of mine. And I sent him to Van Zandt, and he gets on the phone. He says to me, I don't understand how a street guy like you could write such corny lyrics. I was like, okay, because he loves me. He loves the way I write and produce and stuff. I said, all right, we'll give it another shot. And I don't mind that. That's how they did it in the old days in the Brill Building, when they used to write for the Temptations and all through. Oh, we wrote him again. He goes, oh, it's not bad, but keep going. Try it again. Okay. So we rewrote it again, and we sent it to him, and he goes, you're on the right track. And I said, I called Willie. I said, okay, the song's an instrumental now. And that's what it is. And
Right.
you know, I don't know. And then we got a song called "Once Upon a Place" that's completely like my Mata Hoople influences. That's a definite. So
Yeah.
very positive song about what the world could be if
We
we'd get out of
definitely,
our way.
Out of our own way. Yeah.
yes, we definitely need that song these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
What else do you need?
Um,
What else do you want to know?
yeah. Talk to me about, we talked about the accomplishments and some of the unbelievable people that you've had the honor to play with and all that.
Yep.
Talk to me about when you heard about the hall. The hall.
Well,
I mean, talk to me about that accomplishment.
I've had there was a time of about 8 years or 9 years where me and an all-star band, we would be asked to play a big charity event at the Rock Hall.
Hmm.
Actually, we did like it would be like that. We'd get there on a Friday and we'd play like a quick show at the Rock Hall on a stage. But then the event was the next night at the convention center where we were inducted, which is a very famous place, the Cleveland Convention Center. The Who played there, the Beatles played there.
Hmm.
And so I was friends with some of the staff there, the people that ran everything. And one guy would call me every day. Every day, he would call me. I would think we were nominated 3 years, right? And the first 2 years we would nominate. Oh, you're nominated. Oh, great, great. And then we didn't get it. We didn't get it. And that third year, he called me. And said, "Dude, you're in." He called me. I remember he called me in the morning as soon as he found out. Steve Dobo, my pal Steve Dobo. He called me and he said, "You're in," and that was fabulous, man. And it was great. Me and my wife, we flew to Cleveland, and Cleveland Airport is fabulous anyway because they have all the Rock Hall stuff on the walls.
Oh, wow.
And we're coming off the plane, we're walking towards baggage, and people are like, it's the weekend of the induction. People are standing with Blackheart records and the Daltrey record I played with, like getting you to sign and stuff. It was a really great weekend. I mean, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
Ricky, one of the things
Wow.
I kind of like to ask, and I want to get your insight on this. Have you ever like you're working on one particular song and then something comes to mind, you're like, wait, that'll fit over here in this song better, and you're kind of switching back and forth?
No, I don't think that's ever happened to me. I mean, my process has always been the same. I'll sit with my guitar on the couch or wherever, and I come up with a riff. Always starts with the riff, and I start playing and I start humming stuff, like just mumbling stuff, and then I get a melody, and then I start, and then I go to my phone and I throw that down quickly on my little voice recorder here because I'm at the point now where if I wait 15 minutes, I won't remember what I just did.
I know that feeling.
Right.
And then I try to come up with. I mean, you could feel like if you're going someplace with it, and once I really commit to that song, I kind of focus on that tune. I know what you're saying. I don't really think I've ever taken a little piece from there and put it in there. I've changed songs around, like the format,
Yeah.
or I've written a whole idea and I go, that idea sucks. Let me try this. What I've been doing lately, which is pretty cool, is when I go into the studio. So me and Bob Stander, my co-producer, this is our fifth album now we're working on that we've worked on together, solo records. And so I don't have a band, right? So I go into the studio, I play to a click track. I know some people would go, but I don't have a band. And then I have the drummer come in, and the last record was all Aaron Comis from the Spin Doctors, and he's on this record. And Steve Holley, that played with Wings, also played on a few songs on the last record.
Yep.
And then the drummer comes in and plays. Bob plays bass. And then I start layering stuff on, right? But lately, what's happening is my scratch track I've been keeping. Like I've been very going, no, that's pretty good. Why would I need to change that? And I always do. Let me do a quick solo so I got an idea of where I'm going. I've been keeping the solos too, like just the first solo that I did for the scratch track. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's more sort of ad-libbing, as opposed to like really thinking it out. I mean, there's solos that I think out for sure. You could hear them on the last record, but
Yeah.
this record so far, I've been really just keeping what I had, and I'm loving it. I mean, believe me,
That's
if I didn't
awesome.
think it was really good, I would do it again.
Well, from all of the music that you've put out, Dad, that's a definite. You can definitely tell you take time and put a lot of care into what you put out, and as fans,
Yeah.
we really appreciate that because it really shows in the music.
It does show.
Well, it's from what I grew up on. I
Comes
mean,
natural to you. Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing is I have no, I'll put on everything but the kitchen sink, and then we start subtracting. Oh, you know what? Let's take our two phones and bang them together, or let me, we'll try anything, and then we'll say, yeah, you know what? That's not, because what happens is I go to the studio. It's out in Long Island, so it's like 45 minutes, and I come home. I don't know, 12 o'clock. It's getting earlier every year, and then I sit on the couch with my buds in here, and I listen to he sends me what we just did, and then I go, that's not, let me do that again, or no, that's stupid, that sounds ridiculous. But we put too much over there. Let it breathe. Gotta let it breathe, and that's my process. It's always going to be my process. And like what you're mentioning is I mean, I grew up on like Telephone Line by ELO, or all that Mata Hoople stuff, or I mean, I like bands like Pilot also. Do you remember Pilot?
Yes.
January, sick and tired. I mean, Todd Rundgren, whatever. Like, I love recording. In fact, if I had a choice, I mean, yeah, it'd be great to have a band. I mean, I'd have to have like 8 guitar players because I put so much shit on my records. But yeah, I could strip it down. I know. But I love the studio most of all. I wish he was closer, but I love the studio most of all. Like, I love being a mad scientist in the studio, and then you send it to Steven, and then all of a sudden, in a couple of months, it's on the radio. See,
that's awesome,
and I love that. Now with the band, so what I am doing is to try for the next record and this last one. I'm starting to do acoustic shows. My idea is to strip it down like Pete Townsend, my stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you can't do it exactly like the record, if I only have 4 guys, it's going to be very stripped down. I don't know. It may be great. I get the right guys, maybe great. But if I just play it acoustic, it's more of a challenge, and it's great to try to strip all this stuff down. Like, I just did Transistor Radio Childhood at this songwriter circle, and it was great. And there's got a lot of vocals on there and stuff. And I call it my No Band No Headaches tour. That's what I do.
Right.
So
listen, I want that T-shirt. I'm gonna have to get that. I want that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I should probably make those T-shirts.
Yeah,
that's
that would
it.
be good. I need one of those.
Right.
I'm going to ask you the most important question of the night. Now, the last time you were on the show, DC wasn't on here, so we didn't get to do this part of it.
What's that?
But this has become one of our followers' favorite segment here, and what we're going to do. We're this high budget show. We do our post show at the Waffle House every Friday morning, so high dollar there, but we're going to
can I get chocolate chip waffles?
You can. Yes,
right.
you can. And DC's going to pay.
I'll end up paying for it. Yeah.
I'm in, buddy.
So what we're going to do is we're going to give you 2 bands and let you choose for whatever reason which one you prefer over the other. And, and DC always says I cheat. We go round and round about that. He's always laying it down that I cheat because, I tell him, shame, DC, on you, but I never cheat when we go into this.
Plug
I just want that said.
Plug another title of a song in there.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and kind of look through some stuff and go round and round in this stuff while he tells you the name of the 2 bands,
right.
And then you get to choose at will whichever band you prefer.
And I'm not insulting the other band.
No, because these are both great bands.
Okay.
These are both great bands. All this does is whoever choose for whatever reason, the loser gets to buy me breakfast at Waffle House on Friday morning. See,
right.
So while so I'm going to let DC give you the name of the 2 bands, and I'm not going to keep going round and round about this. DC, you go ahead.
There you go. All right, so we got Rat versus Poison. Rat versus Poison.
Oh my God. I mean, that was not. I mean, and the Blackhearts played with both those bands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say Poison because CC DeVille was a laugh riot.
Yeah.
I believe
Well-
that. Yeah. His
Well,
personality.
Ricky, it
comes
was
through.
nice having you on the show again.
Oh, did I get it wrong?
No, you didn't.
You can't go wrong with either band when we do
No.
these. But
No.
no, so DC.
We
Are we tied?
literally played with, we did. We didn't do whole tours, but many gigs with both those bands.
Oh, wow. Okay. Cool.
That I bet there's some
It
stories.
was the
there.
'80s, bro. It was the '80s. We all played with everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody was.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
You
you
know-
name 10 bands, I guarantee you 8 out of 10 we played with.
Yeah.
And that's something we had talked about in the past here in Nashville. Like,
Mhm.
it didn't matter who was headlining. Like, you might see Van Halen with special guest star Rat. Then you may see Conway Twitty with special guest star Rat. And,
Right.
it just all
they
mixed
were with
together
everybody.
back in the day. So
that's right.
it was
Yeah,
like,
I mean, we played with Journey, we played with ZZ Top, we played with Aerosmith, we played with The Who, on and on. The Police, of course, we did a big tour with the Police,
Wow.
but we also played with not Merle Haggard, the other guy that was like Merle Haggard, but I can't remember his name all of a sudden. Come on, you're from Nashville.
Waylon Jennings.
Yes. Stop.
Yeah.
Like
There
we
you
went
go.
on after Waylon Jennings.
Wow. That's just so
Now
awesome.
that's
It was
cool.
like one of those, barbecue, whatever, those festivals, those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But,
cool.
That's
That
what's
is
so awesome about the
Yeah.
music from back in the 70s and 80s is everybody listened to everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you said,
the Fillmore East with Bill Graham was completely known for mixing and matching. It would be
Yeah.
like BB King and Cactus, or BB King and the Jefferson Airplane.
right.
That was his thing. He was trying to educate people on different kinds of music.
Sure.
Yeah. And it was amazing to be able to see that variant.
That's
Now,
an interesting question. I wonder what was the weirdest mix that we ever did.
Oh,
I'd
wow.
have to go back and do some research.
That would be
on that.
interesting.
Yeah, I want to
that would
know.
be
That would
interesting
be
to know.
so. Next time you come on, Ricky, that's going to be our first question. I want to know the
That's
answer
what
to
we'll
that.
Yeah, somewhere I have all of the gigs and who we played with.
There you go.
Wow. I mean, you're talking about nostalgia when you look back at that list. What a who's list,
And you know what's funny is, like, somebody will come on my social media pages and somebody will go, "Hey man, do you remember me? I saw you in '83. It was at a little club in Sheboygan. I was wearing like a yellow shirt and I'm like,
Oh
yeah, you. Yeah, I remember you.
that.
Yeah, you were standing over next to that one table, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
First of
Oh,
all,
that's crazy.
I got sober. We didn't talk about recovery, but I got sober in '87. So I'm sober 38 years now.
That's
Oh,
fantastic.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Anything before '87, dude? No, I do not remember you.
I've seen a lot of yellow shirts. Don't even know if they were yellow back then,
Right.
but it's all
Exactly.
Right.
So DC, I hate to have to report this, but for the first time ever in the history of our show, 6 years, you are leading by one in the competition for
All
the
right.
Golden Waffle
All
Award.
right. For the Golden Waffle. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
So you may get
So
it. this
Ricky
year.
put me over the top.
Ricky did. He gave you the
right.
lead.
Fantastic.
And now the singer from Rat's gonna freaking say something about me on Facebook.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Uh,
Oh, wow, Ricky,
So,
we
that-
appreciate it so much, man.
oh,
I like talking, and you guys are nice fellas. And I have to go rehearse 28 songs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll let you
Ricky,
go to do that.
hey,
but once
we-
again, Ricky Byrd,
Oh,
the Hall of Fame.
yes. I do have one question, Ricky,
yeah.
before you
What?
go, if you don't mind.
Yes.
I know you said
I'm
you're
wearing
playing.
the Who shirt. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Hey, there we go.
Awesome. I know you said you're playing a benefit, Rock and Roll for
Yes.
Children. Is
Yes.
there like a live stream people can pick that up on and donate or anything like that?
I think there is. I think go to rockandrollforchildren.com and look
Okay.
into it.
Okay, perfect.
Not sure. I mean,
Well,
I got a feeling there might be at this point.
Okay. So we will share that out as well.
Yes,
I'll
we
look.
will.
and
It's
see if
always
we
a
can
great
find
event, and it's a wonderful cause, and
We will put
And
that
then,
out
hey, next
front.
week when I get back, I have a blues band for fun for hijinks for a night out. While I'm working on a record, I need some stress relief. So it's me, Aaron Comas from the Spin Doctors, Jeff Kazee, who was from Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes, and he plays on all my records, the keyboard player, and Bob Stander, my co-producer, who's an amazing musician. And we do Muddy Waters, Willie Dixon,
Wow.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, to hear that. Wow.
Who else do we do?
That
I mean,
would be
we
so
do,
cool.
we do all kinds of cool blues,
Yeah.
all kind of Rory Gallagher and all kinds of stuff. So that's next
Wow.
Wednesday in Manhattan at the bitter end on Bleecker Street. If anybody's listening that's in New York, and I think I have a special guest coming down, but it's a good night out, man. It's like straight up blues,
So
rock and
folks-
roll blues.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So folks, if you're out in that area, make sure you go see.
Oh,
I'm a huge
what an
blues
awesome
fan. I would
experience that
love
would
to be able
be.
to see that show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's cool. They live stream.
Oh, okay. I did
Okay.
not know that.
Go to thebitterend.com.
Okay.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, I will definitely be.
I played that, like Lady Gaga started at that club. I mean, I played that club a million times back in the 80s and the 90s and 2000s. I played there once with Tom Peterson on bass and Simon Kirk from Bad Company on drums, and me on acoustic.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That was my
Wow.
acoustic. That was
Yeah.
actually the beginnings of my No Band No Headache tour.
I still need that T-shirt.
I'm thinking of it. I'm seriously thinking of making a T-shirt.
You need to plug it. Yeah, plug
That would be an
Plug your shirt.
amazing T-shirt.
That'd be
Yes.
awesome. It would be.
So all I could say is, come visit on rickybyrd.com and check out the store, check out the photos, check out all the little jazz I got on there, and upcoming shows and Bandcamp also. My stuff's on Bandcamp. Stuff that's not even out anymore is on Bandcamp that you could get digital versions. And that's it, bro. So I got to go. I got one more night to rehearse.
There you go.
Well, Ricky, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you joining us.
Honored to talk with you.
Our honor as always, brother.
Hey,
thanks. I appreciate the good conversation.
Yeah.
And
safe travels to DC and all your other ventures. And best to your family and all that as well, man. Congratulations on your sobriety. That's fantastic, man.
Yes. Amazing.
Yeah, and if anybody's listening that's struggling a little bit, remember we can and do recover.
Absolutely.
Don't let anybody tell you any different than that.
Amen.
Great
Amen,
words.
brother.
Ask for help.
That's right. That's it.
All right,
Thank you
man.
so much.
Ricky, thank you for joining us. We
remember
really
there ain't no rock without the roll.
There you go.
That's right. All right. Well, look forward to having you on in the future again.
You just when it's close to the record coming out.
Yes,
absolutely.
Sir. We would we would love to.
All right.
Ricky, thank you so much again. Enjoy your evening and get some good practice in.
Thank you.
All right. Once again, folks, Ricky Byrd joining us, and we appreciate it, man. Man.
Oh, what an amazing
You told me that it would be a fantastic one.
He is an amazing
why should
guy.
I ever doubt you?
You should never. I told you. Ricky is an amazing guy, amazing individual.
He's a great guy.
Great guy. Always has some great stories to share and just a great person,
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So, yeah. So, man, another great one. Lynn he joined in a little bit ago.
Yeah, we're going to do Lynn's Corner right here real quick.
Right, let's go ahead and do that.
Lynn, we appreciate you joining in, buddy. Didn't forget you.
No.
We just wanted to let Ricky get on. He had the practice time that he needed, so we wanted to let him go early for us. Let's do the 80s dad joke here.
All right.
I tried shipping a Bon Jovi Greatest Hits album to a friend, but it hasn't been delivered. The tracking report keeps saying, "Oh, it's halfway there." That's a good one, Lynn. We
That's
appreciate
another
them as
good one.
always.
That's another
so
good
laughing
one.
with Lynn's Corner here.
Yes.
We appreciate that one.
We do,
That's
Lynn. Thank you for all
one.
that. Hey, listen, last week's trivia.
What was trivia?
Last week's trivia. We all knew that George Michael was part of another group, Wham,
Wham,
before he
right.
went single. But the question was, who was the other individual?
Right.
I could not think of it. But
I had no idea.
Tammy got it right. It was Andrew Ridgely. So yes, Tammy
Andrew
was
Ridgely.
100, and she
Andrew
pulled that
Ridgely.
out
I
quick.
apologize, Andrew.
That's why she is the queen of
The
trivia.
80s. You darn right. 80s
So-
trivia queen for
so
sure.
Tammy
So
nailed
shout
that
out
one
to
quick.
Tammy too.
Yes.
We appreciate her, a good dear friend of ours,
Yes.
as well as Lynn is, and we appreciate all the support they give us for all the things they do. So we appreciate y'all. Real quick, here I've got the trivia this time.
All right,
So I'll
let's
go ahead and
go
do
with
that
this
one.
week's trivia question.
And I know Lynn will get this. He won't even have to look it up. So he'll be in good shape with it. In which TV show did Detective Sonny Crockett appear? All right. So
I'm not going to tell you, but I know that one.
There we go. There we go. So
I
there
will
you
tell
go.
you, it was not Beverly Hills Cop.
Right.
I'll tell you that much.
You're
That's
exactly
all.
right.
That's the only hint I can
There
give
you go. That's right. All right, my friend. Next week we've got that's tax day too, by the way.
Yes,
Gotta have them taxes
already
done by
done
next week.
Yeah, already done and in.
And there you go. Tomorrow's anthem, all female band, very very talented young ladies.
What is tomorrow's
they're
anthem?
out of they're well, they do some of that, but they're an LA rock band. They do their own original music as well.
Awesome.
But I seen a cover of a Pat Benatar song that was amazing that they did.
Yeah, I've seen some of their
so that's
stuff.
kind
They're a
of
great
what
band.
I saw in the social media when I scroll. Sometimes I get ideas of maybe possible shows of talented people that's all over this country. That's for sure.
Definitely, brother.
Man, these ladies, we had them scheduled before, and something worked out where they couldn't and all that, and they got back in touch with them, they wanting to be on. So we'll catch up with them. Very, like I said, very talented group, and they play all those famous places in L.A. and like the Whiskey Go Go and all those places. So we'll it'll be a great show next week as well.
I agree, brother. Year 6, man. What a start off. To year 6,
and we're rolling, and like I
yes.
said, don't want to give out all the details, but we got another strong one today, and that's on the agenda. So we're rolling, man. It's amazing. I'm working into October.
I was gonna say, man, we're already into
Crazy.
October. We've almost filled this year already. This is amazing.
Yes, it is.
The way this thing is going. So, hey, what do you say we play our sponsors and spare the people of any more of our
the torture? Yeah, right.
Ricky's gone. They don't want to hear us now.
No, that's right. All right, let's get those sponsors and get on.
All right.
DND Dynamite 80s would like to thank their sponsors: Hudson's Flags and More, Jackie's Creations on Facebook, PJG Marketing, the Roy Band, Riley Rhodes Art Designs at rileyroads.art on Instagram, Totally Cool 80s, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, the Magic Yarn Project, and Hearts for Isabella. Check out all these great folks online.
Yes, folks. And as we said when we started this thing a little over 6 years ago, if we ever got to the point of being able to help out and give back, we wanted to do that. And we are so fortunate to be associated with 3 organizations, the Magic Yarn Project. And these folks, they with volunteers across the nation, they hand knit head coverings, princess superheroes and all that, and they donate them to children battling cancer. So that makes a huge difference for those kids. Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, our friend the Booch, Paul Carafotis.
Yes.
And what they do is if you donate to them, they provide books for kids that may not otherwise be able to get those books. And as educators, we both know how important literacy is at a young age.
Right.
And through Charlie Bubbles, we met and became familiar with a organization, Hearts for Isabella. And there's Isabella right there. Isabella was born with a heart issue and succumbed to that. But her parents have started an organization, Hearts for Isabella. And what they do is they go into hospitals and help other parents kind of go through.
They're dealing with this. These kind of
you know,
things. Yeah, sure.
Try to support those parents. So
absolutely.
if you find it in your heart, give to those organizations, and give your prayers, your thoughts, your monetary support. And as I always end off before I send it over to DC for the final words, folks, remember, it doesn't cost anything extra to be kind. So always be kind to each other. DC?
Amen, brother. Once again, tomorrow's anthem next week, LA band, and we'll look forward to catching up with them. Once again, we want to thank Ricky Byrd for being on tonight. Fantastic,
amazing,
just a fantastic individual, and we always are excited about trying to have him back on the show, and it worked out where we could have him again. So the best to him, of course. So another good one, brother.
Oh, it's another
that
great
is
show.
DH. I am DC. We'll see you next week for tomorrow's anthem. And as DC leads us out, keep playing those 80s, my friends, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, folks.
All right.